You tuned in to the 7-Day Theory. Hard body, hard spirit.
But you got to understand too, right? You in a great space right now because how our people work is we cheer you to the top, and then once you make it to the top, we want to see you come back down to the bottom.
Yeah.
But see, now you's good because you down at the bottom. So now, guess what we gonna do now? Cheer you back up to the top. Mm-hmm. That's just how our people work. You feel what I'm saying? Damn, we done seen him fall off. Damn, man, he went to jail, man. Damn, man, it's up, man. Let's go, Fatty. So you ain't got to worry for the next couple years. You gonna be good. It's when you get back to the top, that's when you got to worry about the nigga saying, he did it again. Let's bring the nigga back down to the bottom. That's how our people work. So, yeah, other races, they don't work like that. Garth Brooks could be Garth Brooks forever. Mm-hmm. You feel me? Jay-Z can't be Jay-Z forever. Kanye can't be Kanye forever. Drake can't be Drake forever. Think about that. As black people, we was dying to see Drake fucking lose a battle. Think about that. Not me personally, but as black people, look how many people jumped on board. The minor ain't nothing came about that nigga no kids or nothing, man. So, but you can have a whole arena singing that shit. Yeah. And it's probably a minor. Ain't none of that came out. You're supposed to have a fake baby on the side. Ain't none of that came out. So black people run with the lie faster than they run with the truth, long as it's up to bringing a nigga down. You feel me?
Shit, you know, we don't play about shit like that. Like,
so, you know what I mean? But that's just the reality of it, though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just the reality of it, mother. I put smut on your name, and if whether it's right, wrong, indifferent, it don't matter. It's people on social media love a beautiful lie. They love a beautiful lie. I could make up some shit right now, and it had no truth to it. And it don't matter. Gillie said it. It gotta be somewhat true. Niggas don't give a man. So
what up, my people? Hard body, hard spirit. Check this. This is lies or law. Gillie. First of all, shout out to Gillie. I'm a fan. Love $1 Million worth of game. Love Wallow. Love those brothers. Really successful. They do their thing. And I was already a fan of Gillie from way back, from when he was beefing with Lil Wayne. That's when I first heard about Gillie. I didn't know about his group before that. I mean, when he had his own rap group and all that. But this is just completely false. This is what he's a Drake fan, right? He was when the battle was happening. No matter what Kendrick put out, even the A minor song, the Not Like Us song, he would always give it up to Drake because he's a Drake fan, right? And that whole speech, that whole little Randy rant went on, you can tell that it's coming from a place of, I didn't want Drake to lose, right? Because I'm a Drake fan. That's all it is. And this is what I don't like also, is when people, and because a lot of white people do this too, but when people prescribe a certain characteristic that all people do, but then try to frame it as only black people do this. Other races don't do this. No, my brother. Humans do this. As far as celebrity culture and fame culture, he said, now what he said in the clip was, black people is the only race that when you at the top, we want to see you fall and then we'll root for you again. No, my nigga. That's just a human thing. That white people do the same thing. Before I was really watching YouTube all like that, and podcasts all like that, I was watching TMZ for years, and ever since TMZ started, I'm watching TMZ. That's not a black-owned company. A Jewish man. That's a Jewish-run company. Harvey Levin. TMZ. That's all they do is that's their whole brand is getting celebrities out, getting a viral clip, getting a clip of somebody doing something either disrespectful or somebody or the downfall of somebody. That's their whole thing. They did it with Lindsay Lohan, Kim Kardashian. They was rooting for Kim Kardashian, and then they gossip and talk about their downfall when people fall. TMZ been doing this. Last time I checked, that is not a black business. Harvey Levin is not a black man, and it's mostly white people that work there, right? So it's not a black thing for black people to want celebrities to fall, right? That's a human thing. That's just a human thing. Why it happens, I don't know. I've never been in that camp. I'm not a hater. I'm whatever the opposite of a hater is. That's what I am. I never been the type to, this celebrity is so big, man. I want him to fall. I want him to be broke again. I want him to be poor again. I want him to fall. I ain't never been nobody like that, right? But that's what people do. It's not a black thing at all. Like, not even in the slightest. He said Garth Brooks could be Garth Brooks. And you got to understand the culture, too. The culture. He said Garth Brooks can be Garth Brooks, and nobody says nothing. Jay-Z can't be Jay-Z. Ye can't. First of all, he named Garth Brooks, right? He's a popular artist, right? And this mostly happens with the big stars. Like Garth Brooks, he's a big star, but he ain't like real huge big, right? Excuse me, but when someone gets that big, yeah, people want to see them fall for whatever reason, whatever their reason is. They want to see the downfall of people when they get to a certain height. And in the culture of rap, he's talking about a battle. Garth Brooks is in country. Country was not built upon battling, competition. Rap and hip hop was. First, it was the DJs battling at parties and all that. Then we got into just when rapping started, rap battles. That's in the essence of hip hop, right? That's in the essence. That is built into the foundation, to the fabric of it. It's in the culture, right? So when he says a Garth Brooks can be Garth Brooks, yeah, that's somewhat true, because in his lane, in his musical genre, competition and battling another artist is not built into the fabric of the music, right? Of the culture. Hit rap is, okay. And then he said another thing. He said, "Oh, people wanted we couldn't wait to." People was everybody screaming A. They couldn't wait to say A minor, right? They couldn't wait for Drake to fall down. They couldn't wait to root for Drake to fail. Not true. Drake was bigger than ever before this. Before this battle, and he didn't even fall. For one, he didn't fall. He lost a battle. He didn't lose millions of dollars. He's not poor. He's not less famous. He's probably more famous now from the battle. So that's not true at all. Like, not even the slightest. People was rooting for Drake, right? And he said, we couldn't wait for Drake to lose a battle. We had already seen Drake lose a battle. He already lost the battle. This is his second loss. He won against Meek Mill. Everybody was rooting for him then. Why wasn't that? He was on top then. Why wasn't they rooting for him to fall then? Because when he went against Meek Mill, everybody was bopping to that back to back, because it was a bop. People are singing A minor because it's a bop. It's a hit. It's a smash radio hit. It's a hit record. That's why people are singing to it. The fact that there's lies in the song, yeah, but Drake lied on Kendrick. He said that something about his homeboy, his kid might be his homeboy's kid. That's a lie, right? So they both do it. Like, he's trying to paint a picture like as if Kendrick just made up lies and he was the only one to do it. And but really, that had a basis in something. That A minor line had a basis. We all seen the viral video of Drake pulled a girl on stage and she was like 17 and he was like giving her compliments and saying some weird shit, right? So we had already seen Drake lose. We had already seen that. Pusha T gave him an L, certified L. He lost that. This is his second loss. So yeah, that's not true either. And then he said black people run with a lie quicker than the truth. Another false statement. He said it. Social media gave people the ability to say whatever, right, and run with it. And that's not a black thing. That's something that social media did to all races, to humans in general, right? We got to stop these negative stereotypes. Like, look, I'm a realist, right? I understand where certain things come from, but when you try to put something negative like it's just us and it's not the human race, That's where I have a problem with it, right? That's where I have a problem with it, because us as black people, we got enough negative. We've been had enough negative stereotypes from the first time we set foot in this country, when we was enslaved. From that point, we've had negative stereotypes thrown at us like no other race, like none other, right here in America. Since the birth of America, since we've been here, we didn't have negative stereotypes thrown at us, whether it's true or not, right? So I'm saying we need to go in another direction. We need to, where's the positive stereotypes at for us as our people, right? And look, I get it. I'm a realist. I'm not saying every black person is perfect and we just we're all positive. No, there is good and bad in all humans, whether you're black, white, European, Chinese, Indian, African, whatever. There are evil people and there are good people. There are people that was bad in their teens and then they changed their life. They were like it runs the gamut. It goes across the board. It's not a black thing. And that's why I can't stand, because a lot of white people love to do this shit. They love to do this shit. They love to prescribe something or ascribe something to something that might be more prevalent in the lower class, like poor people, right? And say, oh, this is what black people do. Look what these black people do, right? Saying that it might be something that maybe poor black people might do, right? But the thing they're saying is really just something that poor people do, whether you black or white. But they'll just say, oh, this is what black people do, right? They frame it in that way. It ain't true. It's not true. But shout out to Gillie. Shout out to Gillie. I'm a fan. I rock with him. Wallow, big fan. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. 7-day memberships, $1.99 a month. If you do sign up for the membership, I will shout your name out in every video. Shout out to John Paul. Keep your head up and your eyes open. I'm out.
You're now listening to the 7-day